Good day. This is Deborah Wright with the Unit 10 weather observation for the week of March 24th through 29th for the ATM 101 Weather and Climate of Alaska class at the University of Alaska Fairbanks. My weather station is located at the base of Lackloy Hill here in North Pole. It's at the Fort Wainwright side of North Pole, still considered Fairbanks, and I will be making my weather observation comparisons to those that were recorded at the Fairbanks International Airport, located to the west of my weather station. For the week of March 24th, I had high temperatures, pretty consistent, and I'll show you this in a little bit, pretty consistent with the National Weather database. I had highs of 44 and I had lows of 17 degrees, both in Fahrenheit. My week of weather observations started out with a higher barometric pressure of 1026 millibars, and it dropped significantly between March 24th and March 25th, as can be seen here, and then dropped a little bit each day during the course of the week, as you can see here. As you can see, when compared to the National Weather Service, I had pretty consistent temperature readings, although they do look like they read a little bit colder for my area. I'm not sure if that's because I'm at the base of Lackloy Hill, but I did have slightly cooler temperatures than what was recorded out at the airport. My barometric pressure readings were consistent with the National Weather Database. They started out the week at 1026 and continued to drop during the course of the week, becoming steady at around 1013 millibars, starting on the 26th, 27th, and continuing into the weekend. And so now when we take a look at the overall weather surrounding Alaska and for the interior, we notice some pretty significant cloud formations going on to the area southeast Alaska, where it appears as though there is a cyclone that has formed here in this lower right area of the water vapor map. The lighter and darker spots on this map make me believe that the cloud formations are at different elevations than as compared to some of the other areas. When we look to the map on the upper left area of the screen, we can see a pretty significant trough that forms between eastern Russia and western Alaska right here. And we can also see clear skies above the interior of Alaska, which is pretty consistent with the lack of cloud cover that I noticed during the week of March 24th through March 29th. So we can see clear skies over the interior that continued throughout much of the week, although we'll see later on in one of the final maps how it appears as though there's more activity going on to the northwest of this cyclone for the coastal area of Alaska. So in looking at the National Weather Service map for Monday, the same day that I began my weather observations, we noticed several low pressure systems to the west and southwest of Alaska, hovering near the southern end of Russia, low pressure system here of 990 millibars, and to 1010 millibars for this pressure system in Russia towards the western portion of the Aleutian Islands. And we see where that cyclone appears to be in southeast Alaska, towards the southeast panhandle. We also see low pressure system here with readings of 985 millibar to 993 as well. And it looks like there's an occluded front here, I believe it is, for that southeast area of Alaska. Now for Tuesday, we also noticed that there is now a high pressure system here in the southwest area over the Aleutian Islands of Alaska. It looks like it may have moved in from coming from the west from Russia, moving its way towards Alaska. And here where we noticed that cyclone, we can see a low pressure reading of 984 millibars and another low pressure system here to the northwest of Alaska. Now, it looks rather interesting when we see the observations for Wednesday from the National Weather Service. It looks like we've got quite a bit going on here. I'd be curious to see where this is going. But our low pressure systems, the barometric readings, are slightly elevated at 1005 and 1006 millibars here. And it looks like that cyclone may be dissipating some in the southeast area towards Washington State and for the lower parts of Alaska. By Thursday, we see that there is a cold front moving in off of a low pressure system, again from Russia, heading towards Alaska. We see a high pressure system with a barometric reading of 1018 millibar for the west coast of Alaska. And here it looks like where we had seen that the cyclone, I'm not quite sure if maybe it's becoming part of another weather system further south, if it's gaining strength down that way, or if it just is continuing to dissipate over here. But I'm curious to see what happens during the rest of the week for this area. By Friday, we can see some additional low pressure readings for southeast Alaska, going from 989 millibars to 997 millibars. We have another front over here. It looks like it may be part of the same one, and it's in that same area that we had that trough earlier in the week, running straight up between the coasts of Russia and Alaska here. And so we notice the two low pressure systems, but we also notice a high pressure system over northern Alaska and running south towards the southeast interior area going into Canada. Here we have the high pressure systems with barometric readings of 1021 to 1018 millibars. And so by Saturday, the last day of my own weather observations, we see a bunch of low pressure systems moving into Alaska and following along our coastline here. We see quite a bit of activity. It looks like there's a buildup of precipitation in a couple of spots, dominant areas of possibly saturated clouds forming in the southeast. So I'd be curious to see where those are heading off to. So there you have it. That is my weather observation for Unit 10 of ATM 101. And I thank you.